Chapter 4. Trigger. I wake up the next morning and get ready to walk my clients. My mom usually drops off Charlie at school because he doesn't have class until 10. It's cold outside, but I don't mind. I get hot easily. My mom says I'm a heat giver. The cold just doesn't bother me, that's all. I walk about 10 blocks toward the gas station and past the mechanic shop. They don't open until 8 o'clock. A few more blocks and I reach Main Street. The shops are closed except for a few coffee places that people walk in and out of sleepily. The sun is barely starting to shine in the sky, and there's an orange-pink glow down Main Street. I turn onto Danny Street and walk a few more blocks. When I get to his house, he's already waiting outside his door, his backpack on. He looks like he's about to turn into an icicle. Good morning, he says, shivering. Why are you sitting out here? So you wouldn't have to wait, he says, standing up. Bienvenidos a nuestra casa is embroidered on the doormat. What does that mean, I ask. You don't speak Spanish? No, why would I? I just thought because you were half Puerto Rican. Never mind, it means welcome to our house. You're Spanish, I ask. My grandparents are from Colombia, he says. Danny must drink coffee in the morning because he doesn't stop talking about his family the entire way to school. Hurry up, I say, ignoring him. You ever get to Puerto Rico? He asks once he catches up with me. Not since I was born, I say, and that's the end of that conversation. Okay, he says. We walk in silence back toward Main Street and cross to the side of town with the biggest houses in the neighborhood. Hey, Marcus, Danny asks me. What? Thanks for agreeing to walk me. You're paying me to do it. I know, but still, he says, thank you. It's tough sometimes when you're the only kid in your grade who watches Jeopardy and plays card games with your grandparents. Huh? I like them, though, What? My grandparents. My grandparents are dead, I tell him. Oh, he says, suddenly stopping. Both sides? Yep. I have a great uncle on my dad's side in Puerto Rico, but I haven't spoken to my dad. You need to stop asking questions. Danny stays quiet for a moment. I talk too much. Yes, you do. We scoop up the rest of the kids and get to school before the first bell rings. The kids run off to their classrooms, and I start making my way to my locker. I get to my locker and carefully place my business binder inside. I take out my history book and notebooks and organize them in my backpack. When I shut the locker, I notice Stephen Hobart silently watching me. He says, talking to one of his friends, I wonder why Charlie Vega gets to come to school late when the rest of us have to be here so early. Isn't that kind of messed up? I glare at Stephen. I mean, everybody fought to get him into school. Well, not everybody. And he gets to choose his own schedule? Soon, a small crowd gathers around us. Stephen is smirking. So, Gigantor, Stephen says, where's your brother? He mimics the hand gestures my brother makes sometimes. I can feel blood rushing to my fists. I try to keep cool about most things. When you're as big as me, you can't get rattled easily or you'll scare people. But make fun of my brother, and all bets are off. That's not me being a bully. That's me being real. What is that you're saying? I didn't say anything, I tell him, trying to make my voice sound big and frightening. But it's not. It's not coming out like I want it to. Are you threatening me? Because it looks like you're trying to threaten me. My fingernails dig into my palms, but I can't speak. Stephen continues. See this, guys? The bully is threatening me. He takes money from little kids, and now he's threatening me also. His friends gather around and watch me. Your brother should have never come to this school. Half a year of taxpayer dollars for some Don't, I say, clenching my jaw and stepping closer to him. Don't you dare say that word. He backs up and his friends follow. "What word, Vega?" Stephen asks. "Don't, Marcus." Danny suddenly breaks through the crowd and stands next to me. "He's baiting you," he whispers. "Don't pay attention." "You're such a waste of space, Gigantor," Stephen taunts. "I mean, all that size, and you can't even dribble a basketball. Your mom and dad must be... Oh, wait, that's right. Your dad went to another country and never came back." "Puerto Rico is part of the United States, you ignoramus," Danny blurts. "What did you call me?" Stephen angles himself toward Danny. I put my hand on Danny's shoulder and move him behind me. "It's not worth it," I say as I start to turn around. Stephen leans in and whispers, just outside of earshot of everyone else. "No wonder he likes you," he says. "Your brother and him are just alike. Both a couple of..." Barely anybody hears it, but I do. Stephen Hobart says the one word that sends me into a blind rage. It's the one word that causes an avalanche on the mountain inside of me. I turn around, my fists clenched, and I send Stephen crashing into the lockers across the hall. The sound makes everyone jump. He slumps to the ground while students step back. A teacher runs in and looks from me to Stephen. A few kids point in my direction. Others shake their heads. Most stay quiet. I don't see Danny. I don't see anyone. I look back at Stephen. His mouth is bloody. His cheeks are red. He holds his chin while the teacher examines him. Then he points. The teacher turns to me. Stephen smirks through bloody teeth.